So on that note, let's go back to Hank Williams and his song, Cold, Cold Heart. In 1951, it vied with Hank Snow's Rumba Boogie for a place on the country music charts, before going on to become a #1 Billboard hit when recorded by Tony Bennett. The song is very simple but heartfelt, telling a story of doubt which paralyzes the ability to love and trust. The inspiration has been attributed to Hank's tortured and torrid marriage to his wife Audrey. But then there are those who will tell you that Hank bought the lyric outright from another songwriter. This is the first verse. I tried so hard, my dear, to show that you're my every dream. Yet you're afraid each thing I do is just some evil scheme. A memory from your lonesome past keeps us so far apart. Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart? It tells you something about the intimacy of the address, that Hank inserts that tense endearment, my dear, in the middle of the line, rather than beginning with it, drawing the listener into a private sorrow. These lines about a lonesome past and the wound of a doubtful mind might even seem trite or skirt cliché, were it not for the plaintive melody that Williams sang. The tune itself is likely a revision of an earlier song by another singer, but the line between composition and the process of folk music is hard to distinguish in the songs of Hank Williams, as with many other lesser songwriters who followed his example. Now I'll let you into a little secret. I actually capoed my guitar up at the 5th fret to play that rendition. So I would recommend that you move the capo to where this first chord that you would call G will sound right for your voice. It'll make it easier for you to find your way into the song. This song is in the time signature of 4/4. That is, for each chord you strum, you might count 4 in your head before striking the guitar again. Of course, to propel any music, you will soon sense whether keeping time by playing each beat or every other beat in the bar is more satisfying to the ear and the ease of lending support to your voice. But it is not the time marked by the metronome which we feel most acutely, but the stopped clock of heartbreak of which Hank is singing. The pain caused by an earlier lover that is making him pay for things he didn't do. And this isn't just self-pity, but the acknowledgement that the lack of trust can make anyone do the wrong thing. Anyone who's ever been in a jealous argument will know exactly what, in anger, unkind words are said, might really mean. For a moment, play a chord of G and try to sing the melody or simply recite the words of Cold, Cold Heart in the following pattern. I tried so hard, my dear, to show that you're my every dream. You see, at that word dream, you just knew you had to go to the chord of D, and you would be right, continuing on. Yet you're afraid each thing I do is just some evil scheme. And once again, as we got to the word scheme, you were right back there on the chord of G. You can also hear Hank's simple talent for unsparing plain spokenness. I'll leave it to you to decide whether you should add that little shiver to your voice that Hank employs on the phrase, some evil scheme. The final two lines of the verse begin again as at the top of the song. A memory of your lonesome past keeps us so far apart. Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart? Your hand will tell you that you only moved between the chords of G and D for the first couple of lines. And it was only on that long-held note that comes in the line, a memory of your lonesome past keeps us so far apart, that you had to introduce that chord of C, which tears us up as well as apart. Switching back to the D chord, Hank closes out the verse with, why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart? Over two more verses, things don't get much better or any easier to accept until the penultimate line of resignation and chill. The more I learn to care for you, the more we drift apart. No learned dramatist ever said this more concisely or more coldly.